Seth Stokes, 106.3 WORD News here at the Bon Secours Wellness Arena, speaking with Steve Donner, the president and CEO now of the Swamp Rabbits. And thank you for taking some time to talk with me. And welcome to Greenville. And congratulations on the acquisition of the hockey team here in town. And, just right off the bat, your initial thoughts on the city.
Gosh, Seth, we talked a little bit about this yesterday. And, I've been able to sort of get to know the city for the last 2 months, maybe a little longer online, but 2 months like in and out of the community on weekends, and get a chance to just get a taste and the flavor of the area. And every time I come in, it's nicer than the next.
Right.
And I heard so many nice things about the area prior to me coming here, but I was living in Florida before, and was aware of Greenville, but I wasn't aware of the dynamic nature of the growth of the city, and just what a wonderfully spirited community it is. And so as I've been here over the last couple of months, it's been so exciting for me, and I know my wife and I are just really excited to be full-time residents here.
So just looking at the team, I know that you've been researching this for a little while. What are just starting off the bat, the first things that you want to improve upon?
Well, I think there's two things. I think number one, communication, from our organization to our fans and to the community. I think they've been really focused here, and they've been doing a good job running a first-class organization, but I think sometimes their outreach and their communication could be a little bit better. And I think number two, I feel the responsibility to breathe a little more life into the organization, both on the ice, and the guys are doing a great job, but primarily in the stands. We've got a wonderful facility here. We've got a great team on the ice, and what I really want to do is focus on bringing more people into the arena and grow our fan base as quickly as possible.
When you look at hockey in the Southeast, there are a couple of NHL franchises that have done well. I know the Nashville Predators kind of come to mind as one. But what are the difficulties in a primarily football-driven area of owning and running a successful hockey franchise?
Well, I think number one, we're never the primary thought on their mind. We're not the first thought of sports when people wake up in the morning. We're not the first thought when they turn on TV. It's football, it's other traditional sports of the area. But that's okay. I've had some good experience in my career in developing, sports fans in non-traditional markets, whether it's been for hockey. I actually had a great experience for soccer in Orlando just recently, and everyone told me that I could never make fans interested in watching soccer in Florida. And in 3 or 4 years, they're one of the hottest soccer markets in America right now. So I think you have to understand, where you are in the community, and we're always going to be like the group that has to try harder, no doubt about that. But what we do have is a really unique entertainment option for fans here in Greenville, and it doesn't take a lot of hockey knowledge to love a hockey game. We're a very well-priced, family sport. We're very privileged, quite honestly, to play in the renovated Bon Secours Arena. It's for the ECHL level. To me, it's one stop shy of a major league arena. And so, I've really been talking with our staff and reminding them. I've been in a lot of places in hockey and in sports across the country. What a beautiful place to do business, here in Greenville in the arena, and where the arena is located, right on the edge of downtown, with one of the most dynamic downtowns that I've seen in quite some time. So so I think we have some assets that maybe we don't realize we have, and I think we're going to have to be more creative. I think we're going to have to be thinking outside the box, maybe even do some wild things to get some attention. But everyone I've introduced quietly to the team in some games this year from outside the market, have never seen Greenville, never seen hockey in Greenville, all have come away with a great feeling about coming to a game at this arena and watching the Swamp Rabbits. So we've got to make people understand what an asset we are and give us a try. And if you come out and see us, I think they're going to love it and come back. That's our goal.
Now, as an owner, how involved in the game side of things do you get as far as personnel and what goes on with the inner workings of the team?
Oh, I'm going to be directly involved in everything as we try to retool our operation. I've been very fortunate in my career where I've come up actually through the minor league sports system, and I've cut my teeth on ticket sales. I've been a mascot. I've been play-by-play broadcaster. I've been backup goalie. I've done everything in sports, from all the behind-the-scenes things that make up a great organization and make up a successful one. So, I have a lot of background in marketing and sales. I have a lot of background in building relationships with media, in a minor league and major league setting. And I love a certain type of energy on game night atmosphere. And for example, I think we have a really solid game night atmosphere right now in the building. But I think we can amp it up a little bit. I think we can make it even more energetic than it is, and maybe at times, on certain nights of the week, really go after it a little bit more aggressively than others. And so, right now I'm spending a lot of time with every individual department. I want to put my stamp on this franchise, and I'm having fun with it, because what I see happening is I'm opening up some eyes, I'm opening up some thought processes with our young staff, and we are going to be hopefully a team that's going to be recognized for some innovation and some fun moving forward.
Now, you're unlike some other owners that the team has had. You're actually going to be living here in Greenville full time, so you could be boots on the ground at all times. And with that, what kind of feedback have you gotten from the community since the announcement yesterday? And what are maybe some of the concerns with the Swamp Rabbits organization have the fans shared with you to this point?
That's a good question. So I think hopefully one advantage we will have is that I will be here every day, and I'm in a position to make decisions on the spot. Our staff has already found out that I don't like to wait. I don't want to wait till next year. I don't want to wait till next month. And when you're moving fast, you're going to do some things well, and you're going to do some things that aren't as successful. But I wanted to send a message to the fans right away that we're going to make some changes here. So some of the feedback we've been getting, and I've been getting personally from our current fans, that either show concern or passion of changes they'd like to see, starts with engaged ownership, quite honestly. I think the owners that have been here for the last 2 sessions have been solid owners. I think their intentions have always been pure. And I speak more, I know Neil Smith as a friend, and he and I are talking about maybe him getting back involved with us, because he's still a big fan of the Swamp Rabbits. He still lives here, and passed the team on to Fred because he thought Fred could do a better job. And Fred was very capable of doing a great job, and a very talented man in many respects, business-wise. I think Fred's frustration was once he got into it, he realized he couldn't get here. He couldn't get here enough to make the type of impact that someone with his experience probably could. And at the same time, Fred was not a long-time sports owner. He was getting into sports for the first time, so he was learning the business as an absentee owner. And he hired Chris Lewis, and Chris was doing a great job. And I think in many ways, the best thing they did for the organization was stabilize hockey here. They've done a great job. The organization's solid. They've been paying their bills. There's no question from week to week, that we're going to be here, other than maybe year to year as things weren't progressing. But I think the weaknesses started to show up where, Fred not being an experienced owner, maybe couldn't identify trends as quick as I could. Him not being here every day, if I'm here, I can see the exact pulse what's going on in the building, the pulse in the community. And I'm going to be out there, quite honestly, Seth, begging, borrowing, and stealing. And, not stealing in a sense of negativity.
Right.
But, we're willing to work hard to turn over fans one at a time. You can only do that when you're here in the marketplace. You can only do that when you're able to listen to your fans and hear what they say. And so some of the comments were about owner engagement. Some of the comments were, just they'd like to see more people in the building and maybe more creativity on our part to do so. There's been some question about our ticket prices and the price for families. So we're actually working on introducing a family section this weekend, quite honestly, with the lowest prices we have offered yet this season for families and their children. So I want to show the fans that I am a listener. We're having a town hall meeting this weekend with our season ticket holders, and I want to set the stage right away that I'm here to listen. I'm here to learn about the community. We can't, take every suggestion and act on it, of course, but if there's any validity to some of the concerns that come my way, I want to show our fans and our season ticket holders I'm going to try to take some action.
Now, I know the team has changed names a couple of times, and yesterday during your introductory media session, you said that you don't anticipate any sort of name change or anything like that, but there will be some changes in the branding and going in a couple different directions to maybe engage a different audience. And what are some of those ideas that you've kind of been kicking around to do that?
Yeah, so just relating to the name itself, and I do want to reiterate, and I know this, it's a little bit of a mixed bag of people who would like keep our name, go back to one of the old names, and because we've had so many name changes, I just don't feel comfortable even engaging in that discussion right now. I think they worked hard to set a new brand forward with the Swamp Rabbits. There's some, it resonates in the city because of the history of the Swamp Rabbit, train line that came through, and now the trail. And so, our thoughts are to take what they've done from branding and then identify its strengths and weaknesses. And I think right now the colors are bold and they're bright, and the logo is, strong and very appealing, I think, to families. But the name and the current logo may not be as appealing to young adults, 18 to 34. And so we're going to be working right now with ways that we can play around with the brand a little bit and the logos itself, maybe come up with secondary marks and some nicknames. We were kicking around, for example, introducing a concept of the Rabs. Montreal has the Habs, to very traditional. The Ottawa has the Sens, Senators, and so I think Rabs could be a sort of a hip twist on our name a little bit and do some different things with merchandise. A little shorter to say. Spitting out Greenville Swamp Rabbits is a bit of a mouthful at times.
Yeah.
But Greenville Rabs, has a little bit of a quick and return on. So we're just getting into that now, but with both merchandising and actually branding, we're hoping to widen the appeal, of our already well-started brand in the next 12 months or so. And as we get further along, we'll roll that out a step at a time.
Awesome. And you'd mentioned just briefly that you're going to have a town hall this weekend, and if I'm not mistaken, you're going to be kind of there with a meet and greet at one of the games this weekend as well.
Yeah, I think hopefully what the fans will see with me is I don't put myself and stick myself in a suite on game nights. Maybe if we're entertaining customers, I'll be there for part of the night, of course. But I love the people part of the business. I love interacting with people. So this Sunday, at Sunday's game, we're having a 12:30 town hall style introduction for me, and it's going to be a back and forth. We're going to have a wireless mic for the fans, and I'm going to be up there. We'll have the coach address the team a little bit on the state of the union of the team. I think Beth Paul from the arena, would like to say a few words also about our new partnership. And then I'm going to be there to interact with the fans, to take questions, take suggestions, venting any complaints, if they have them. And that's the introduction of how we're going to be, as owners here. And on Saturday at the game, at our season ticket table or out in the lobby, I plan on being out in the lobby before the game and between periods all game Saturday. And I'll be walking around the arena, introducing myself to people, and hopefully they'll feel comfortable to come up to me and say hello, because I'm there to meet and get to know as many of our fans as possible, as quickly as possible. But that's going to be part of my every game role. Like, I'm here, I'm engaged with our fans, I'm a listener, I'm passionate about it, I love the game. One thing about being in a non-traditional market, Seth, when the light bulbs start going on, when fans start picking up on the excitement of hockey and start to love it, man, does it ever renew your own enthusiasm for the game of hockey. So I love the challenge of a non-traditional market, and I believe with some patience and hard work on our part, we can really open the eyes of a lot of sports fans here on what an actual great jewel and asset the Swamp Rabbits are.
Steve, thank you so much for taking some time to talk with me today. And I know y'all signed a 3-year extension on the lease here with the arena, and so definitely good luck in that 3-year period of time, and hopefully beyond. And we're excited as Greenvillians to see what you do with the franchise.
Thanks, Seth. And then Seth, like I say, this is a quality of life decision for my wife and I, and I'm really hoping this is going to be my last stop professionally and settle down here. I've got a lot of time left on my clock, but I'm not looking at this as an interim stop in my career. I want this to be my last stop for myself and my family. We thank you for giving me the opportunity to get to know each other and let our fans know what we're up to, and hopefully we'll have some updates along the way.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Seth.